So, a quick unboxing of the Epson 2630 printer, workforce printer. Uh, I've been doing a lot of research on this type of ink system. I thought would be probably the way to go. I'm tired of. I just bought this machine and put the cartridges that came with it, and I had to buy new ones. So that's crazy. They don't last very long. So I decided to go with this here. I'm going to open it up and just to show you what it is. I don't know if anybody from my channel is aware of this system. You can buy them for just about any printer out there on the market today. But here's the instructions. It's just something simple they put together for you. I want to show you the system itself. So here is the air filters that comes with the system. It goes on top of your tank where the air goes into your tank. And you got your sticky things here for hooking up your hose. I'll show you what I mean. So let's take this out and I'll show you what the system is. And the guy was actually nice enough to send me 2 extra bottles of Peter's ink, printer mate, and this is dye ink. It's supposed to be fairly decent. It doesn't clog up your printing heads as fast as I guess pigment, but if you leave pigment for a long time, it's got powders and stuff in the ink. So it clogs your heads up in your printers. So I went with dye. Try it for a while and see how it works. If it doesn't work for me, I'll flush the system out and I'll go with dye. But he gave me 2 bottles of black, which is pretty cool. Each one of them is a 400 milliliter, I do believe. Doesn't say on here. I'm pretty sure these are 400 milliliters. Doesn't say, but that's what they are. So he gave me 800 milliliters of ink, black ink. So I'm going to set this to the side over here out of the way. So I want to show you this system here. Basically, this is all it is an ink system. Here's your hose, which comes from your system, if you can see. And it goes to the cartridge here, which is a battery operated cartridge for resetting. Basically you just push the button right here. As you can see, there's a button there. You just, instead of having to pull your cartridges out all the time, oh, this has to be primed by the looks of it. No, maybe it ain't. Don't have to be. There's ink in it. If you see any air in your lines, it's good to prime it. I don't see any in my lines, so I don't see any needs to have to prime this, but the ink looks like it's filled right up, so that's all good. But here's your chips that goes in to your printer head. You just slide this right in, and you got to make sure this is clicked in there properly. You got to make sure each one of these little fasteners are down in there nice and tight. But here's the battery. It operates this unit, and it just pulls out of there. And you can change your battery. The battery in these are 3-volt battery. Yeah, 3-volt battery. Just slides in there like so. And then you just slide your battery in here. And it stays in there. And that's pretty good. Okay, so here I have my printer. What you do is now is you just go and you go to your maintenance and select change your print cartridges, and then it'll just slide out here so you can take these out. So you just pull these all out, and these here things, they don't last long at all. Look at the ink of that coming. Yeah, they have a view window on the very bottom of these, which I never ever noticed. And by the looks of it, you know, there's not very much ink in these. It said it was almost empty, and these are brand new. Like, I'm not going to keep spending $40–50 for just a couple colors. No. So I'll set this to a side. Right there. Take out the other one. This is black's completely empty. And we look at the bottom of it there. There's a little window you can see. Yeah, it looks pretty empty. I called Epson and told them about this. This is brand new. I only had to set up and use it a couple times. And they sent me new cartridges, but I won't be using them. It'll finish right having to deal with a bunch of this crap. So there's the bottom of this one. And it looks like it just about empty. And you can see right there. Yeah. Goodbye old ink cartridges. So now let's look in here. As you can see, the ink in the bottom of the tray there. Let's hook up the new ones and see what happens and see how everything plays out. So I said I wasn't going to make a video installing this, but I'm not going to be so in detail, having to hold the camera and stuff. So I'm just going to basically run this through with you guys and let you watch. I'm not very technical in setting things up. So here is your inks. Set them to the side, and you do have to pull the tops out of these and put the filters in. Let's take in, my arm's probably in the way. Set this to the side. Apparently this goes in here like that. And this just sits right in here like so. You push that down until you hear the click. One there, one there. So as you can see, I've just took one of these little clamps they gave me with the package, and I clamped it right here in front because it made more sense doing that, letting the hose come through here and basically stay there a little easier than having the hose go clear across over to that bar, which was right there. I took out, I just put the sticky stuff back on it, and it was sitting right here. I didn't like that, so I did away with that idea and went with just this. Works good. You can move it clear over and see how it doesn't flop the hose up against the top of my printer. It's got lots of room, so when it slides over, it's not going bang, bang, bang across the top of the thing. It's fine right there. So I'm going to now put this back over here where it was, and I'm going to plug it back in and see if it recognizes the cartridges and see what kind of problems we run through that there. So you can see as I plugged it in, we'll see what happens here if it recognizes it. I may need to do another maintenance thing and say that change the ink cartridges and make it recognize it. I don't know. I unplugged it because that's the only way you can move the print head back and forth. So okay, so warning: cartridge not recognized. Black, yellow, M and C, magenta, and the other one. So they're not recognizing it. So we'll say, okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to push this in for a couple of seconds. Let it out. Say okay. Start checking cartridges. Let's see what happens. Maybe I might not even have the ink cartridges in all the way. I have no idea. Preparing ink system. So apparently it's accepted this cartridge now because it's going back and forth. We'll see what happens here. Still says preparing ink cartridge. So it hasn't given me no error so far. Seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. I love that little button on top. Not having to take that damn ink cartridge out of the printer. Preparing ink still. I'm supposed to have this sitting over here and the center's taken out of here. Okay, so I got all the caps off, as you can see right there. Your air filters go in there. So here's your air filters. And as you can see, you got the narrow side and the thick side. Well, the narrow side goes down like so. So you got one. So I got something in the copy. Let's see how this works. So I'll just say copy and hit color. Might need to clean the heads. It is warm out today. 90 degrees out, for crying out loud. I'm copying one of the instruction booklets that he gave me just to see how it works. And as you can see, it come out pretty damn good. I say copy one more time, just so the print heads get used in there pretty good, worked in. There's one. Let's see how the other ones do. Okay, so I have it all set up. It seems to work really good. I love it. It works awesome. So I printed out some documents and stuff, and I got everything all set up. And use this clip right here on the side because I'm not using it on the inside, so I use it here so it, you know, put it to use because I didn't have any more of those clips. So I used it in here, and I also used one in here because it was squishing the hose, the lid, when it came down, and it was making marks in it. So eventually that would have squished the hoses, and I would have had problems. So I put one here. And I put one right in here, and I use this thing here they gave me for the back. I use it for the side, and just to keep the hose from kinking. And I set the unit right here on the side of it, and it seems to work pretty good. There's no air bubbles. I haven't used it today, and I don't see any air bubbles at all. So we'll see how long this works, how well it works, how fast I use ink, and I'll keep you informed and let you know if I had any problems with this. So this is the Epson Workforce WF2630. So, actually, I had a problem, but it wasn't because of them that right there. On the inside, the original cartridges dumped out all the ink into the bottom of the printer. And here's the cartridges right here. I'll show you. These are brand new, just about a week ago. And I had these in my printer, brand new, and they dumped all the ink out into the printer. Way to go, Epson. So we'll see how this works. It should not be dumping ink into the printer. I'm going to keep an eye on it and make sure it's doing it or not. So what I'll do is I'll keep an eye on that, let you know if it does dump ink in your printer and make a mess, blah blah blah. But I'm keeping these just in case. Epson sent me some new ones. I might be able to clean these up and refill them or something. I don't know. I'll just put them away. But yeah, it's working. It works really well. I printed out a lot of documents last night that I had to have printed out, and we'll see how long this lasts. He gave me 2 extra bottles right there, so yeah. So right on, you guys. Thanks for watching. I don't know how much help I was, but this here unit was purchased in Canada. This is a Canadian-made style. I've never seen anything from the States come set up like that bottle system there. And I actually think this bottle system works better due to the fact of air into the lines, and it's holding the ink into the hoses. So That's my opinion. I don't know. We'll go from. I'll just keep you informed and show you how well it's working. I haven't had a problem installing it. I haven't had a problem with anything on this. So if you have any questions, please subscribe and don't hesitate. Ask questions. I'll answer as much as I possibly can. If you want me to show you something step by step, I can. Anything to help out you guys need the help. So thanks for watching, you guys. Oh yeah, try not to clean your heads. That wastes a lot of your ink. So if you go into maintenance and say clean heads or whatever like that, you shouldn't have to, unless you really need to, because it dumps all your ink out. So, we're on. Later.